fuck me harder, Mr. M. Hello, we're back and we watched Election for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Yeah, we're good to go.
We're good to go.
Bomb track.
Oh, yeah.
It is a wet old day in the blast hole. We're up to our neck.
We've got
We've got buckets. We're trying to get it all out.
Wet all day on my dick.
Oh boy.
The conditions are fine. Nice and wet.
And conditions are cloudy with a chance of tumbles.
It's nice to finally be able to say I'm so wet.
Yeah.
Fucking soaping through my
I'm
bloody
I
I like
clothes
that
here.
sort of stuff. Like, I'm actually very excited for the first time. I can genuinely be like, I'm so wet.
Oh. Like, more power to you, but also just on a personal note,
What, and you get to fucking...
It's so hard, right? That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure you've said that on the podcast.
yeah,
and sure, it's probably a joke.
Yeah, I
but you
think-
never know. Maybe you do have a boner.
Yeah, we know
when you
more
say
about
it.
you having a boner than...
Have I ever gotten an erection on pod? Good question. I don't think I have.
Surely not.
I don't think so.
It would be hard.
I'm always wearing these little shorts anyway. You guys have probably noticed because I got such a big dick.
Yeah.
Got such a Mondo Dongus.
Yeah,
Mondo Dong is the best expression
Mondo Dong
for
is
it.
good. Man, how you guys feeling?
pretty soaked.
I
man.
feel good. I thought I'd be all hungover and shit today. I feel good.
I'm
vibing.
okay.
Yeah, I'm great.
I haven't
Yeah.
been outside yet, so I haven't actually copped the rain properly.
Yeah, outside is the worst part about it, really.
It's torrentially pouring to date this episode.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be moving this week. It's pretty
this
unfortunate timing.
There is no way you could do that today.
Have you
It's
got
so
movers?
fucked.
Have you got movers?
We
or-
got movers for the big stuff.
Yeah.
But most of the house we're just gonna, because it's 100 meters down the road, we're just gonna fucking.
Are you worried about getting your bond back?
We know we're gonna lose some, but we'll get most of it back probably. We've already paid the bond to the other place.
But
so
see,
it's
what
like-
you should be doing right now at your place is just leaving all the windows open and airing that weed smell out. But you
Yeah.
can't because it's pouring.
We'll get a couple of days of that going. We've got a few days still. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I imagine you'll be smoking weed till the very last there.
That's true.
Man, to the bitter end.
They're like,
Last man
Andrew, it's
standing,
time
baby.
to go. You've got to give the keys back. You're like, one sweet.
You can smoke weed at the new place, Andrew.
We did that like when we had a particular housemate move out.
Ooh.
Their room smelt so bad.
What did it smell like?
For body odor, takeaway food.
I think I know who this is.
Desperation. You definitely know who it is. But like we left the window and the door open for an entire
Improv
week.
comedy.
Yeah.
Stunk of it in there.
Stunk of toxic positivity.
Yes, and fucking use some Windex, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, man, absolutely. No, that's great. Who's the worst housemate? I know you were just talking about the worst housemate.
This
you've
one.
had. Jamie, who's your worst housemate you've had? You don't have to name names.
Oh,
but
it was Davis.
Yeah.
Haven't we had this discussion?
maybe. I don't know. We've had a lot of episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
this is episode 98.
I think we're fine to start repeating riffs and best of.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
100
You
fucking-
can't.
Tell us
like-
about your favorite Funko Pops.
Man, I'm feeling the burn all over again. Hey, what about this? I was thinking about this the other night,
Mm.
and it is pertinent to the film. But all right, so
Far too
Bernie
early for
Sanders.
film
No,
chat.
but I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna say the word.
Yeah.
All right, so Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
Right. What if the new character is Bernie Sanders and it's Bernie Mac and Bernie Sanders? So it's like I can't do a good Bernie. But
Well,
it's
you're
like,
gonna have to.
Surely
try.
someone's done that
I ain't
before.
scared of you.
No,
can you do
someone
it?
did that.
I'm not scared of you, motherfuckers.
There you go.
Someone did that. You know they did
Well,
that.
Hastings just did it. So
No, but
So
do you-
maybe it's better now.
you know they do that thing in like Brooklyn every year. It's like shtick or treat, where people come and do like things like that for Halloween.
Oh,
we
so
have
it's
the
like
same thing
comedy
here,
covers.
but it's called something different.
Yeah, but over
Except
there they
people
do like
reach a little lower with their
Yeah.
covers.
over there it's like a dude doing a set of Seinfeld about how he dated a 17-year-old. And all
Oh,
this shit.
yeah,
Like,
I heard about
it's
that.
like it's not people just getting up and doing someone else's
And
material.
Whereas
like-
this year someone did me.
Yeah.
oh yes,
Whereas
this is
here,
true. And
comedy-
then you turned up to a party where
Yeah.
they were, and
Yeah.
I was there, and
Yeah.
we were dressed as you.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, comedy covers. Yeah, someone did Bernie Mac Sanders.
Yeah, it was literally like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
All right, cool. I'm glad
You
we
don't
all at least got
understand.
to the same riff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you know,
He did the whole set though.
all roads lead. Yeah, that's the eventual realization.
it's it just means you have great ideas too, buddy.
yeah, exactly. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, no one's calling you
All
out.
right, how about this one? I thought of this like one line this morning. I thought it was pretty funny. It's like,
Pete
I
Wentz
used
butt
to do
gig.
drugs. I
But-
still do them, but I used to do them too. Do you guys think that's
That's
funny?
really funny. You should get that on stage.
I should.
immediately.
I think.
Yeah.
Let's hit the stage right now.
Thanks for having me here at what day is it?
Sunday.
High
I
maintenance
believe.
comedy. I'm
It's an all-female room for the listeners who are uninformed.
yeah, all female room. Kind of like my room if you think about it.
Yeah, because
Like, if you think
you've got a
about
pussy.
Yeah. Well,
If
yeah.
you
Where do
really
you
think
fit
about
in
it.
the equation? Are you saying that you get kicked out of it enough?
No, like I'm in control of it. I'm saying I'm
You're in
female
control
only
of your
it's my
harem.
room,
Yeah.
it's like- I guess like the dudes my wife fucks probably go in there too. But
Yeah, they do.
yeah,
Yeah.
They
But,
do.
I mean, other than those, it's a female only room.
We-
I'm kind of
we-
Other than
Oh,
these other
dude.
men who are having
Yeah.
sex in
your
my
room
marital bed.
your room probably has way more men in it than the average person.
Yeah.
Like you're saying female only, but I can't.
Yeah, but
tell.
also-
I
The
don't think a
only man-
guy's been in my room in
Alright,
my place.
The only man who goes in my room is Jamie when he goes to use my ensuite to
Yeah.
go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I refuse to use that ensuite. Here's the other one.
I actually prefer that because my bathroom is
it's fine.
It's due for a clean.
Yeah. It probably has more men than the average bedroom, and probably less women than the average single guy's bedroom.
Yeah,
I don't have girls over actually. that
But
but
you
it
are
has
married,
but it has
so-
a consistent woman in there.
That's true. Every single most nights.
Who do you reckon's bringing home more bacon at the moment?
Probably her, to be honest. I'm on a bit of a hiatus.
So it's not really an all-female room,
No,
is it?
no,
It's
I guess not.
mostly dudes.
All right, so kind of like every other comedy room.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
failed riff.
Yeah.
That's two to start.
So it's
Thanks
kind
for
of
breaking it down for you
yeah.
guys.
So it's kind of like an open mic.
It's kind of like, just kind of like,
yeah, heaps of dudes
Yeah.
going in there
Heaps
and
of
coming out
dudes.
disappointed.
Heaps of dudes, one woman, not
You gotta just
like,
accuse
not
your wife
feeling,
of being a bad
not
rude.
not feeling safe in that room at
man,
any
my wife
point.
is the worst route. Now imagine if I said that.
being
Imagine if I said-
being,
that she sucks
being
at
laughed
sex.
at and not with.
Yeah, being heckled brutally
Yeah.
too, having
Yeah.
to leave. There's silence a lot of
They
silence.
see a lot of really despondent faces.
Yeah. Are you trying to tell me that sex is kind of like doing comedy?
Yeah.
Particularly like if you're not good at it yet?
maybe like
Oh,
your
do we have
fir-
to go down that riff
maybe-
train again? That
may-
was one of the great
maybe
times.
maybe like your first time.
Yeah. Kind
Yeah.
of like the first time you're having sex is kind of like going to an open mic in Andrew Hastings' bedroom.
You should start an open mic in your bedroom.
I mean, I kind of...
Is your
no.
We used
The
to
rooms
do,
aren't true. I don't
we
even
used to
fuck-
do stand up in my house, in my lounge
I've
room.
done a spot in this very room.
What? No, we're in the blast hole and we're drowning.
Yeah, I've also done a spot in the blast.
We've opened up
we had
Hastings,
blast hole comedy night. It was just us.
Hastings occasionally
doing
sleeps
each
in the
other's
blast
jokes.
hole
Yeah,
when
if you wanna
his
do
wife
a
is
s-
entertaining a male suitor.
If you want to do a spot at our blast hole open mic, just send an email to papagetties@gmail.com.
I just had a great idea.
Papagettis.spots.
We should get a tarp.
A tarp?
A tarp. for
Ah,
the top
why
of the
didn't I
blast hole.
think of that?
Yeah.
We're just letting it rain in here.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to need some sort of mechanical drainage system in this deep cave that we're in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
this blast hole.
What are you guys...
Also, we're really going to struggle to get out of here today.
yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna
I
have
left
to
my
have a lock-in
headphones
at the
a
blast
vet's
hole.
car. They're just gone.
Your what?
I left my headphones in a vet's
Oh
car.
yeah.
I just don't have headphones now.
Yeah.
Until
I would abandon all hope.
Until
It makes going to the pub seems like an impossible task.
I don't
It's
think
like
I'm
a
gonna
video game quest.
Maybe
now.
we should wear.
Yeah, I got Outer Worlds waiting for me at home, dude. I don't think I'm going to the pub today.
Yeah.
Maybe we should wear swimwear.
We could.
Maybe. I
I'm
mean,
kind of wearing my little shorts today, so.
I
You're
I
kind
was.
of wearing them, or you're wearing them.
Well, I wouldn't call these wearing them. Look how far down they've fallen with my legs like this. I'm
I just
kind
thought
of
they
wearing
were
them.
longer.
Yeah, no. Look at that thigh.
We all
Look
kept
how
some.
jacked my legs are now. Fuck, I'm hot.
Yeah, but you've got all
You've
those
got them, like-
gross drug spots on your
They're
leg.
not drug spots. They're psoriasis. It's
From-
an immuno... what's it called? It's an immune condition thing.
yeah, from too much needle drugs.
Not at all. It's genetic. Usually it happens to old people. It's just psoriasis. It's like eczema. I have psoriasis on my legs and my scalp.
Scalp is. The
I can
most common
almost
place
see
for
your
it.
testicles.
Yes, it is. You can almost see my
Yeah. Oh, here you- well, now I can 100% see your testicles.
Fuck yeah.
He genuinely got his testicles
I
out.
got a testicle
I went
out.
to,
Thank you very
I
much.
can't believe it took us 98 episodes
I know.
for someone to get their
It's
testicles
so
out.
crazy
Of
that I
the
didn't
pod.
get my dick out on like episode 2.
last week.
Well, we used to record in your house.
Yeah.
so-
Episode 100.
Dicks
Get
out.
my dick out on the pod.
Oh God!
Listen in for the live reaction.
Please give me at least
Ah.
30 seconds to remove myself from the room.
No, it's all no, because we've got to capture all the reactions.
Yeah.
I was at
Bro,
the.
you've seen my dick.
Yeah.
It's not-
I have. Yeah.
I went last Sunday. Did we record last Sunday? No, but we went to the pub before Everly.
Yes.
And past guest Andrew Bensley was in the cubicle because he doesn't like to pee at the urinal.
Yeah, he gets pee.
Because he's a
shot
big
bad.
boy.
Yeah. And I was in the urinal and just taking a piss. And then
like a man,
as I was like a man.
Like a man, not
I
a
was
boy.
I was sitting down in the urinal though.
Yeah.
You get to
I was sitting down.
and not like one of those like
No.
like porcelain
I tried.
urinals
Yeah,
like
no.
the trough.
Yeah, I had my back
I
to the
also-
stainless steel. It's
You
like a
pull in
water.
the
It's like a
pull in
water
the chain to
feature.
flush it, yeah.
Well, you know how when you pee at the urinal, you can either pull your dick out of your pants like normal,
Or pee in your
you
pants.
can do the thing where you pull your pants fully down your ankles like a little boy.
Yeah.
So when
Which
you
is
sit
the
in
f-
yeah,
the
that's
funniest
the funniest thing. But when you sit down to piss in the urinal, you don't pull your pants all the way down.
No.
You just have your dick hanging out your fly,
And then just kinda
let it go.
Sitting with the like ass in the water.
Kind of sit there, just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's about
Pants
relaxation
are
as well.
Just covered in yours and other people's pants when you get out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bensley's in the
Yeah,
toilet.
and so like as I go to leave, because he knew I was in there, because we walked in together. He goes, "Hey," I hear him go like, "Hey, Jamie," and I go, "Yeah," and I turn around and he's just he's left the toilet and his whole dick is just hanging out. and he just gets like a little smile on his face, and I was just like, "Ah, well played, sir."
Man.
Imagine if somebody else walked in. Though.
That's what I said, because I think
That's
on the way
hilarious.
to the
Especially
toilet
with
as
some
well.
of the, like gruff old blokes
I think-
who are in the front of that.
Well,
pub,
as well,
like-
because I think on the way to the toilet as well, we passed a gruff old bloke, and I was
There
like,
were heaps of 'em
Yeah,
there
and I
last
was like,
week.
I can't wait to look at your dick, and like he double taked. So then Bensley did it.
Alright. So now that you've seen my ball, what do you reckon?
I might need another peek at that bad boy.
no, he needs to see the other
I'll
one.
space it
for
out over the
comparison.
episode. In 20 minutes, we'll do it again.
He needs to see the other one. For
You
like
should just do like a
comparison.
My
basic
one is slightly
instinct.
I have so I,
Oh, well, one of mine was quite a bit bigger.
I've been accused of having small testicles
By
Me
who?
too.
by my wife
because of
mostly.
things.
Well, it's not accused then. You just have.
When
small
she says
testicles.
you have small testicles, does she mean physically, or is she being like you're a fraidy cat?
Probably like 50-50. Like not as in she means both. As in half the time she literally means I have small testicles.
So she just belittles your testicles to you.
She's not.
I
Complaining.
know we don't want children, but you couldn't even
No,
give me
no,
one
no,
if we
complaining.
did.
There's fucking dust coming out of these little boys.
She's not being
What do
like.
you got, like 3 sperm in there?
I reckon it takes one each.
She's not like you have small balls, pussy. It's more just like she doesn't like balls. Like so, she's just like
Who likes balls?
exactly. So like she argues that small's actually a little better.
I've maybe.
I can totally see people loving to suck that D, but balls are just horrible.
Yeah, it even looks bad in porn.
Well,
Yeah.
when someone gets a big nut in their mouth.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
quite funny.
It's quite funny. It looks like you're like eating something that you can't quite fit in your
Yeah,
mouth.
it always takes me out of it a little because they're like going on the hog, and you're just like, yeah, this is pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Maybe I'll jack off to completion. And then she like gets a. She's like, it's like, and they're like pop, and the ball pops in.
But
her
if someone
mouth.
goes on the balls, like it's not like it even feels good. It's just like this is kind of ticklish, and there is like such high chance for pain.
yeah.
I like light ball stimulation a little bit. Just
Well, the thing
like-
with
So the
watching.
shaft cut-
no,
the balls?
nothing in the mouth. Yeah, more like a cup.
But the
of
thing with
balls
watching
situation.
balls in the mouth
yeah,
is that like
hilarious.
it's funny because like sucking a dick,
Yeah,
very sexual
Yeah,
act,
yeah,
like
we all-
horny.
sure.
Ball, it's like pacifier, like you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
they're just like
Well-
warm, 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 warm.
Yeah, ball like because like even when balls do feel good, they feel good in the way getting like your neck kissed feels good, or the way like
Yeah.
it's like it's not like an overtly sexual pleasant sensation. It's like a pleasant sensation that becomes sexual through context,
Yeah.
as opposed to like your dick getting sucked, which is a sexual thing.
You
Kissing
like-
my neck is like a million times more pleasurable than the
Yeah.
balls. Even with the like dysphoria removed from the situation.
Yeah, I actually got dysphoria about the psoriasis on my shit. So,
So when Yvette kisses the little scabs on your
Yeah.
shin, she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"These are as small as your little
Are they bad
balls,
at the moment?
little bitch."
Oh, not too bad, right?
No, on the other leg they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah. but not
Don't
bad.
kick the
Oh, yeah, it's,
recording.
it's not too bad. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Look at that bruise from bouldering. Though.
Do you watch?
Are we still recording? You just hit the thing.
No, we're fine. Do you watch? Do you like? So you don't like watching ball playing porn?
Not
Do you
really.
like watching people eat pussy in porn?
Two chicks.
Ian, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I wouldn't.
That's like the skippable part.
I wouldn't not enjoy it, but it's not something I'd seek out. But two chicks, sure.
But you would watch just a video of a guy getting a gobbo.
yeah, for sure. Why not?
Yeah. So what's the difference, you reckon?
It's being able
The
Two
shot at
chicks.
the end, right?
I don't know how to explain. What, you asking what the difference between a man and a woman is?
No,
Like, what do you-
I'm asking you.
No,
you.
tell me, Andrew.
I'm asking you, why is it sexually pleasurable for you to see a penis in someone's mouth, but not a mouth?
This
of
is like that
it's like
long
an-
debate we had
it's
where
like an
we
empathy
figured out he
thing.
was transphobic.
it's
like
it's, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah,
It's like, no, it's like an empathy thing. I have a dick, so it's like in your mind, it's like that's my dick getting sucked on some level.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's why Leslie porn was the only thing I ever really
Two
liked.
chicks though.
Because although I can watch a trans woman and
Sure.
a woman,
I don't
Yeah,
like
me too.
I don't like lesbian
See,
porn.
we can find common ground, Rose.
it's only taken us 8 years.
Hey, me too, dude.
Two chicks though. Me too.
It's like, man. we're all-
I don't know. I don't really like lesbian porn.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you can't put yourself
Is it-
into the situation.
Or
Yeah,
is
I
it
guess
because
so.
you're gay?
I think
Well,
a
that
little,
too, yeah.
little column A, little column.
Yeah.
Gay porn, however, I can watch all day long.
Adore gay pornography.
Have you ever watched gay porn?
Yeah, but not to like beat off to.
Just to check it out.
Yeah.
I watched it to check
Well,
it out
because
to
I-
see if I could beat off
Because
to it.
I've told this story
And
on
I
the
couldn't.
pod, but like
I've been off to gay porn like twice.
I've never beat off to gay porn, but like I've told the story about my a friend of a friend, Tony Ramboni, who was a gay porn
Tony
star.
Ramboni.
Yeah, and
I'm
we
listening.
watched his gay porn, and he was like a gangbang, and he was just like fucking large and in charge.
Yeah.
Well, so much of it is just like these huge buff dudes who like.
Yeah.
It,
I'd like
who-
to
it
watch like
seems
Hastings fuck like Pete Wentz or something.
yes, me too.
Two chicks there.
Me, Petey, and two chicks.
Yeah, see, because like even the guys like in porn when they're like, say like a porn thing where like a teacher's like, hey, you're late to school, and then it's like some fucking like Italian American guy who's jacked and he's got tattoos,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't really buy that this
Yeah.
guy is in the higher educational system. Just like this guy's probably 24.
I like, yeah. I guess that's the thing as well. Is if you the times you do like you can find different, but it's like it is a lot of like, well, that's not the cute boy I'd want to kiss at the bar. That's a jacked man
Who I'd be
wrestling
scared
another
of.
jacked
Yeah.
man.
Well, would you
And
watch?
Something went in. Like
Guys, you can use your phones and look him up at this point. But would you watch Eric Patrick do like gay porn?
ooh.
Because
Well,
like he's ripped as shit, but he's quite small
You would-
in height.
Like the only reason I would
And we
watch
know it.
The only reason I'd watch it would not be to jerk off. It would just be curious to check it out because it's someone that I know.
I'd probably like rather just watch a video of him like looking in my eyes. So there's like got some baby blues. I got some baby blues. 2 pairs of baby blues.
If you could watch like a comedy room booker
yeah,
in like a gay porn, two room runners, who would they be?
like for fun or for sex.
Either.
Like, because I would think it'd be funny, or because I would want to watch.
Well, there's
I think
nothing
it would
funny
be-
about being gay, Andrew.
I think it would be Jamie Kirk and Alex White.
Yeah, maybe. Caution and Reese Jones.
I was thinking the same
I would
one.
like to see them have like an athletic running race.
Yeah.
and then
That actually would be like.
they're just both fit, handsome men.
Yeah, and like there's two very different voice tones going in there, which
Yes.
would be pretty. Like suck my
Open
dick.
up. All right,
When we're-
open up your bung holes.
I was about to say, when we're having sex, make sure to make a lot of noise with your pie holes in your hands.
yeah, but you
Oh boy!
put up with your cock holes.
Like what? I would love to hear previous guest Ben Caution have sex. Like it would be so
Yeah.
funny.
Mm.
My
Yeah.
dick's hard.
I
Just-
do worry that
Eat your pussy.
one day I am gonna get too drunk and ask Conchetta like,
What's he
his
sound like?
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Be like, come on, what's,
Also a past guest.
what's
Yeah.
what's the? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry they found love on the pod. They're like public, right? We don't have to
Yeah,
like.
they're very public.
Like, they post about all the time, shit, right?
Yeah.
God, the bloody PDA with them.
Like, I have everyone who isn't a competitor blocked. You know, like
Hastings doesn't.
I only look at Pat
This
Dillon's
is
Instagram.
this is like Hastings' version of I don't see color. It's like I only see threats.
But yeah, I have had to stop myself from being like, "Come on, Conchetta, really? Like, you actually have sex with Ben Caution? Come on."
I like it. I've reconciled that now, but I would love to. He's probably just like an pretty
Yeah.
good guy, but like I'd love if he was like a really vocal fucker.
Put on
Maybe
the
he
get
has
mask.
like a dark side that we don't know.
He
about.
possibly
He
does,
really
but
like,
it seems like it seems
I don't
very
think so.
But I mean, when
Bring
you're
out the whips.
when you're that squeaky clean, maybe it belies some fetish stuff.
Exactly, that's what I think.
You should ask him tonight at Everly Comedy.
I probably will.
Yeah.
Do you think the
We'll
show's?
be
Gonna,
seeing him in a few hours.
if you're being honest with yourself, do you think the show's going to go ahead tonight at Everly Comedy?
I'm honestly waiting for
In this
the
rain?
bar people to email
say
us
that
and say that the bar's
bar's
like
not even
flooded
open.
and closed. Like that seems to me the most logical course, but it's a bit late now for them to do it. But yeah, no, I would say with 90% certainty the show won't go ahead.
Yeah.
And that if it does, the people will get soaked and they will hate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think?
The best way to enjoy comedy is to be really wet.
Yeah. Two chicks
Anyone?
though. Two chicks though.
I was trying to bring it full circle
Yeah,
to the
no,
start of the riff.
I was waiting for.
The riff was up for grabs.
Well, I spoke. It had to be one of you.
Yeah. No, I know.
What was it? What were you gonna ask?
I was going to say I've been watching The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Because of course you have.
I think it's so good. I haven't finished it yet, but it's like Bill Burr in space.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes.
Oh.
Does
Well,
that have
it's
Bill
not a big
Burr in it
spoiler.
yet?
Bill Burr.
Oh yeah, I know Bill Burr's in it.
And he's like Bill Burr in it. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
and
Mandalorian kills someone. He's like, brutal.
yeah, it's kind of like yeah.
You gotta get the fucking baby Yoda.
It's like literally. It's like, hey, what the fuck's this? Like, it's literally when he sees baby.
What kind of Yoda would be a baby?
Yeah, it's like literally that. Like, yeah, he's like part. It's like they're like a heist team. It's like a heist episode. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that does sound sick. I've got to get back into it because the episode lengths are like strangely palatable as well.
Yeah, it's like quite watchable, but it's also kind of slow.
Yeah, because it wants to be like a western.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Do you know what aesthetic I always really enjoyed?
Yeah,
The bad
2
guys.
chicks. That
The bad guys from westerns.
One
like,
ball hanging
guy-
out the
like,
bottom of the
guy- like, you know
shorts.
the bad guys would always like wear black and like
Yeah,
they were, like, kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
mustache, dangerous, like slightly like I think it's supposed to be read as like slightly more like feminine almost than the hero, like as opposed to like hyper masculine Clint Eastwood or
Have you
what's the
got
other cunt's name? John Wayne.
yeah.
Have you got into Orville Peck?
No, what's that?
He's like this new like country music guy,
Oh,
but he wears like a mask with fringing on it to keep his identity secret. But he's gay and like sings
Yeah.
songs about that shit. If
I mean,
you
Lil
like
Nas
that,
X did it first, you know?
if you like that aesthetic, you will like this.
Yeah.
He also makes the music is
But I don't
fucking
necessarily
fantastic.
like a hyper camp version of it. I wanted like I just
No, but
wanted to
he's-
watch a John Wayne.
But he's
movie.
not coming
Yeah.
out there and being like,
Hi.
ladies.
No, he's covering his face.
He's
So
got,
it's
like-
humid stylized.
His voice
Like,
sounds like Roy Orbison and Johnny Cash, Elvis.
Oh,
that whole
okay.
thing. It's so good.
I'll check it out.
Oh wait, what's the go with the music news you said you had for us?
Oh, okay. This is interesting. Like in doing my like roundups of new music that came out
Mhm.
this week, I was having a listen to some things, and if you check out my most recent monthly playlist on Spotify, you'll see a Hayley Williams track.
Really? You like it?
That Simmer one,
Really?
it's great.
All Hayley Williams fans think her new stuff is kind of dog shit.
Man, that song is
I'm not.
that
I haven't
song's
made up my mind
great.
yet. I'm still on the fence.
that's
Yeah.
It's not
I also
grabbing
haven't made
me.
up my
It's
mind.
not grabbing me the way it does.
But it's
Cinderella
also
being
an-
all I want,
it's
but-
because it's presumably different to why you like her.
yes, that's exactly my
See,
thing.
but I've
She's
gone
a
in-
belter. Why? What? Just fucking sing. What do you?
Yeah.
But it's a good track.
She's
The
like
production
best
of it.
singer. It's all whispery and I don't know. I do like her vibe though, and it's like I'm gonna.
As
give it
far
my
as
time.
like stylistic shifts from Hayley Williams, like the fucking synth pop thing with After
took me
Laughter.
6 months to get into.
Yeah, but it was a huge break, and I love that. Like it
Yeah.
took me a while. Like this,
I reckon you'll come around.
I think I might
I think I might, but it's also just like
give it time.
I don't know, because like Paramore you'd never be like Paramore are one of the most original bands. Like
Oh.
they're
No way.
Also, you know, the fact that her calling it a solo thing is like Taylor York's producing it all.
Yeah.
Like that's 2/3 of Paramore making this music. It's just Paramore. Like
yeah,
it's
pretty
just they're
much.
doing a rebrand essentially. Like
But yeah, so you'd
And they
never
fired the
you'd
other
never
guy.
call you'd never call Paramore because like started with pop punk, moved to emo, moved to
Yeah.
synth pop. It's all pretty derivative stuff.
Yeah.
But it feels more derivative that
This
she's
feels-
just like, oh, I'm doing what's really popular at the
It
moment.
feels very like it's like kind of like whispery, poppy, ego, Grimes, Halsey, Billie Eilish sort of shit. you
Yeah.
know? Which like I like that stuff, but it's
Same.
not what I want from Hayley Williams necessarily.
yeah.
But Simmer, like I do think Simmer's definitely got.
So you were
moments.
saying, so you would also probably say that like if Simmer was not a Hayley Williams track,
I'd
if you
like-
just heard you'd probably be like pretty good.
I'd be like, yeah, it's a bit of a bop, but it's I wanted to like Hayley Williams is like one of my favorite musicians in the world, like, so it's like I expect a lot of her. She's also like 5 good at Paramore didn't have.
Do
a
you
bad
hear that,
album.
Haley? He expects a lot from you. So you better fucking deliver next time.
That's what Paramore had 5 good albums. Like, and Paramore didn't make a bad album. Like, that's crazy. Like, who else can claim that? Even MCR had 4 albums and one of them's like fine. Like,
I wouldn't say All We Know Is Falling is that good.
I think it's great. I love that album. But like,
It's also like your opinion. Like,
yeah, of course.
like a band that I like, I could be like, they've made 5 great albums, and you could hate all of them.
Sure, but Paramore fans typically like all 5 albums, whereas like MCR fans, for example, who are
Yeah.
so devoted to like that 4th album's a little good. But
yeah, it'd be the same with Blink.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not everyone's like, man, Neighborhoods was just as good as Riot or whatever.
It is.
But yeah, like Paramore's sick, so good. I guess Brand New didn't make a bad album.
Yeah, they didn't.
But
They
you
made
can't say that. It's Provo.
Brand New made
Daisy,
a
I
brand
don't
new
like as much.
Brand New made a dated album.
Yes,
Your favorite weapon.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
like-
though. Who cares?
That's the thing. Like someone like Radiohead haven't made a bad album, but there's some like gaping like gaps between the quality of some of them.
yeah, I think everything Brand New did was good. Daisy's my least favorite one, but it's still very good.
How much would you listen to Your Favorite Weapon though?
I would listen to?
How much do you still listen to Brand New? Because then we
Am
figure
I-
out how cancelled you are.
Am I under oath right now?
I listened to Science Fiction and Daisy this week.
Yeah, I listened to Deja a couple of weeks ago. I would say that I listened to Deja and Devil and God equal. 50% of that I listened to Your Favorite Weapon. 25% of that I listened to the other 2 albums. Science Fiction a little more than Daisy.
Because
Yeah.
I would say right now, I would say I listen to Science Fiction and Devil God the most.
Devil and God's probably my favorite one.
Then Daisy, then Deja, and then a long way down. Your Favorite Weapon, I'll only listen to like songs that are in like a playlist.
I'll,
you know what
I'll
I
crank-
listen-
I'll put on Your Favorite Weapon. Like I'll chuck it on.
I'll
yeah.
listen.
do you know
I
what I
think-
listen to the most?
Yeah.
The Women Who Spoke.
Oh my God.
Not me, brother. I like good music.
It's fucking
I actually
lied.
genuinely, I find it hard to get out of my head. I don't think I have listened to Brand New since that happened.
I
Yeah.
find, well, the thing, I guess the whole thing affected my view of Deja the most. Because a while ago, I would have been like, Deja is Brand New's best. I would have said Deja is Brand New's best album up until like Science Fiction got released.
Yeah.
Like I would have been like, oh, like these ones have their points, but like the switch between Your Favorite Weapon and Deja was so all encompassing, so like different. Hey Rose. Hastings has his ball out again.
That was my right ball.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that took too long to get back in. I had to say it twice.
So I knew
Didn't like
like
that.
he stopped listening and just started saying, I was like, he's either thinking about 2 girls
Like, Andrew
though.
Hastings has never made eye contact with you for this long.
Yeah. And also, like, for you to kind of tune out during a talk about
Yeah,
emo
absolutely.
music,
You know
it was
how-
like,
you know how
his
you-
dick's got to be out.
You know how you say like every episode could be someone's first episode?
Yeah.
This will reflect so poorly on you.
Now you
Like,
have
no
to-
one knows the history.
Now
It's
you
like,
have to do it every episode.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anyone just listening for the first time, like, oh my god, this guy is just talking about how he still listens to Brand New all the time, and he just flashed his testicle at a trans woman.
Yeah, on the record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real Jesse Lacey. Yeah, channeling the bad boy of rock and roll.
Hey, speaking of inappropriate.
Well, I just want to finish my point.
Oh, okay,
Is that Deja?
but watch this cool segue. After.
Yeah, Deja is so different and kind of like genre defining of that era of bands. I would have like very recently been like, Deja's the best Brand New album, but now I think I've kind of left Deja behind. Like I view it as like, oh, like after he's done that stuff, you're just like, oh yeah, from some of these songs you could see it. And
Yeah.
like,
First time you listen to Me vs. Maradona vs. Elvis, it's like,
Yeah, but even stuff
Dude.
like, I mean, like, fucking Sick Transgloria rips, but it's
Yeah.
essentially a song about a nice boy being fucked by some slut. Like,
Yeah.
and like,
Ain't that
Isn't it
great?
about him sleeping with like an older woman and he didn't know what he was doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some slut.
But,
is
like,
an
it
old woman taking
Turns
advantage
out
of
it
his
was actually a much
naivete.
younger
yeah.
woman.
And like,
You
I
know?
mean, your favorite weapon, less
My
heavy.
favorite weapon? Probably my dick.
Your favorite weapon, less heavy.
It's fire and blanks.
Less heavy on like the creep shit, heavy on the bitter misogyny.
Yes, that's true.
So something.
It's like so teenage.
So
Well,
like,
you
well,
probably-
I think Soko Amaretta Lime still rules as a song.
Of course.
And now 20 years later, it's funny to like view it through the different prism of like being like when you're 18, being like, yeah, we are going to be 18 forever, and now you're just like, oh, we're not, but maybe it's better. Like,
Yeah, man, I don't want to be 18 forever.
I was thinking about
I'd
that
be
when I was
dead.
listening to the other day. I was like, 18 forever, Jesus! Like what?
It's exhausting.
I would like maybe pick like 28, 29 of like
Yeah.
the age where you stopped everything.
Yeah.
You pick an age where you,
26 or 7, I reckon.
I think you pick an age where you still look good, but you've figured yourself out.
I'm like the best
Yeah.
looking I've ever been right now. So it's like,
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, thank you.
You look great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I would say
Speaking of-
28.
Yeah.
Speaking of inappropriate age relationships, should we talk about this movie?
Oh,
Sure.
baby. Election between Bernie Mac and Banana.
Bernie Mac and Pete Wentz.
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers. Is that a good Bernie? Is that anything?
It's kind of good.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
once
welcome
again
to We'll Just
asking
Tell Your
you-
Mother We Fucked It All, a podcast
Give me some of
about
that pumpkin
teen
pie.
sex comedies. We're doing Election. It's a 1999 American political satire film directed by Alexander Payne and with a screenplay by Payne and Jim Taylor based on Tom Perotta's 1998 novel of the same title. The plot revolves around a high school election and satirizes both suburban high school life and politics. The film stars Matthew Broderick as Jim McAllister, a popular high school social studies teacher in suburban Omaha, Nebraska, and Reese Witherspoon as Tracy Flick around the time of the school's student body election. When Tracy qualifies to run for class president, Mr. McAllister believes she does not deserve the title and tries to stop her from winning. This movie is fucking fantastic.
It's great. I loved it.
I love it.
I hadn't seen it for so
It's so
long.
good.
Didn't watch it,
Yeah.
but I have seen it a bunch
Who
of
cares?
times.
I remember enjoying it, but I would have been so young then, and watching it now is like this is an MTV movie. This is
Yeah.
great.
I mean, so is Napoleon Dynamite.
So is Jackass.
Some of the best movies of our time.
One of these things is not like
Oh
the other.
fuck, we're gonna have to watch Napoleon Dynamite for this podcast at some point.
Oh
aren't we?
yuck!
I love Napoleon Dynamite. It's like one of my favorite movies.
It's so bad.
It would be like in my
I
top
really-
10
I-
comedies ever made.
It
I reckon.
really
I
doesn't
think it might
age well.
Yeah,
I watched it like 2 years ago. I still love it.
I hated it the first time I watched it.
I
So
love
maybe
it.
now I will change.
I loved it every time I've seen it.
I think I liked it maybe the first 2 times, and then you grow up.
You
and
would
go,
have
Oh, this stinks.
No, it doesn't. It's good. I watched like 2 years ago.
You would have
Great.
loved Hot Topic.
To be fair,
when-
you have a full chest tattoo that says "Vote for Pedro."
Yeah,
That's
so.
true. I
I mean, yeah, you would have loved Hot Topic in 2006.
Yeah.
Like
would've.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but like the stock that was
Yeah.
there.
Would you have
Oh,
been the
for
kind of guy walking around wearing the shirt like in that font that says like Pedro lacks political experience?
No, because I got people used to yell at me that I looked like Napoleon Dynamite from Cars and it.
People did that to me as well.
I had a blonde afro. Like I had a yeah, it was pretty bad.
People didn't do that to
I
me.
had straight brown hair. I think people thought it was the face, but I looked more like John Heder. Like,
yeah, I think that's probably actually. I
out
think you do
of
kind of look
Napoleon
like John
Dynamite.
Heder sometimes.
I used to get it all the time. It was horrible.
yeah, I used to
Which
get
is
it
a
was
great
like
thing to hear as a young girl.
Like, it happened to
trapped in
me,
a man's
like-
body.
every. I reckon it happened to me once a week for 2 years. Like I'd get a stranger on the street yelling at me. So no, I never wore it.
Time has
That
kind
makes
of
sense.
time has kind of proved right that like
So we're doing Napoleon
maybe
Dynamite
Napoleon
this week.
Dynamite's not that good because the
No,
It's just like-
good.
The humor doesn't.
But I
hold
mean,
up.
like the creative team has reunited a few times, and all those movies have like hit with like a wet thud. Like,
what were they?
Let me look it up because it's John Heder and like the fucking guy who directed it. Because like John
Blake,
Heder,
Did John
Glory,
Heder write it,
ping
or
pong
was
movie?
he just starring in it?
no, John Heder, but like he collaborated with the guy from Napoleon Dynamite, I believe.
It's brother. It's two
Jared
brothers who
Hess.
wrote it,
Jared
I think.
Hess.
Oh, I've
directed
heard that
it.
name.
And so then he did Nacho Libre
Oh, I've heard
Alright.
it's actually like underrated, but I haven't seen it.
and Gentleman Broncos.
I don't
I
know
don't
what
even know
that
what that is.
And then a lot of television.
Yeah, I absolutely stand by Napoleon.
Gentleman Broncos has Jermaine Clement in it.
All right, let's do this on the Napoleon Dynamite episode.
Yes.
All right, so election. Broderick What a king. So funny.
He's
so talented.
a fabulous actor.
He's
Broderick
so good.
rules in that he's done like several generations of
Yeah.
like era-defining work, like
Absolutely.
Ferris Bueller
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
to something else, I guess.
He's got range. Like
He was
he's
in
like
30 Rock.
he's so cool and suave in Ferris Bueller, and here he's like this absolute loser.
I think he's
Like-
better suited to play the nerd, like to play the loser. But he is great as
Yeah.
Ferris. Like,
What else has Matthew
Isn't he
Broderick
quite a
done?
well-respected theatre actor?
Didn't he kill someone?
like in a hit and run.
Yeah, I
maybe or
think he
something?
ran someone
Like
over.
a hit and run or like an
Oh
accident?
yeah, because he's married to Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, that's right.
That's pretty good as well. And fucking Cable Guy he rules in.
I never saw that.
Inspector Gadget.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
I mean, some love for the gag.
Oh, he's the voice of adult Simba too.
yeah.
yes, he is. Of course. Yes.
Jeez. Personal life.
He's like the star of The Lion King, which is like one of the biggest cartoons ever made.
What else is he? Is he a voice in like BoJack Horseman or something like that?
Maybe actually. That does sound right. He's not one of the main cast, but he might be like a reoccurring.
Let me check.
Or some other cartoon that is like a recent
like
thing.
Archer.
He was recently
fucking
in
Bob's
Rick and
Burgers.
Morty. He's also been in BoJack Horseman. You are correct.
Who's he in
BoJack,
BoJack?
yeah.
Joseph Sugarman.
Oh,
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
grandfather. He's
That's right.
BoJack's
Yeah, because I just
grandfather.
finished watching it the other
Yeah,
day.
I haven't seen the last season yet. I got to finish The Mandalorian first.
I'd be interested for your opinion on the last episode.
I'm sure you'll have it.
You'll have that and my right testicle.
Yeah, I don't know how to. Now my concern is now I have to escalate this, and I don't really
I
want
think
to
you're
get my
gonna have to
dick
show
out
us your
today.
piece.
Maybe it just means you have to get.
Maybe you
both
should
balls
show
out
us
at
your
once.
butt.
Maybe I'll show you my butthole.
No, he's gonna lean around and do a goatsy or something. and
Yeah,
it'll
that would be
horrifying.
funny.
Yeah, I'm kind of self-conscious about my butthole.
Why? What's in it?
You worried that there might be some hemorrhoids on there or something?
No, I keep it very tidy, but it's just I don't know. It's so intimate.
Do you have a hairy little butt?
Yeah, hairier than you'd think, but not super hairy.
Yeah, we gotta take a look at
Just
the
like
butt.
based on like how hairless
Oh,
my
no.
chest is, it's like a little hairier than you'd expect, but it's still like pretty fine.
But your chest is completely hairless.
No, not at all.
Oh, right. Okay.
That looked like a real boob. Just the angle that came out then.
I'll
Was,
pull it.
Okay.
Oh God, what do we? This is.
The one fucking week I'm wearing a shirt.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got chest hair. Suck my dick.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, man, cool.
Has that recently come in?
It's stuck on.
I've always had chest hair.
It's a clip on.
I don't ever remember that being there.
It's always been there. The
Yeah,
tattoo
to be
makes it
honest,
not
to
super
be honest,
noticeable.
I don't.
the
I've
tattoo
always
distracts
imagined
from
you to be completely bald
No.
Yeah.
everywhere.
What?
Was your chest hairless before?
Not hairless, but I didn't have a great deal
I
of it.
don't. Yeah, I don't remember you having.
I still have to. I still have to shave a few off.
Yeah, sure, fair enough.
But
Oh.
everyone has to do that.
no, I just let mine grow.
Yeah, I know. But you, I mean, like people who sprout hair.
I waxed my chest when I was like 21 a couple times.
I believe that.
Yeah, I wanted to be like a little twink.
That is funny.
Yeah, I got my friends to do it.
So your butthole's hairier than whatever that was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still that's what I mean.
But you're frightened of people seeing
not
it because
bad.
it's the real
it's just,
you.
It's just yeah. I don't-
People look into your soul.
I don't want anyone to truly know me because I'm afraid of what they
No.
think. No, I don't know. I just only a few people have seen my butthole proper, spread out, whatever, and it's like it's pretty intimate, man. Like it's,
Who's seen it proper spread out?
just like
Your dad,
Past partners?
dad,
my dad when he
Brad Mooney or
Just like
whatever.
girls
his name
I've been
is.
involved with.
What's that
Meany.
guy's name?
Brad
Kyle,
Meany.
Brad Meany.
Kyle Mooney or whatever.
Kyle Mooney.
Beck Bennett, Eddie Bryant,
Yeah.
Keenan Thompson. He had a good old time in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more just it's like kind of like people say the butthole's the window to the soul, so it's like
Yep, they say that.
Yeah. So people would.
I thought that was more. If I'm being honest with you guys, butthole's the window to the soul. That's pretty clever. Whatever. All right, whatever.
That's going to show up in a bit soon, isn't it?
It's the window to the hole.
I don't know. I'm kind of doing cleaner bits now.
Are you a clean comic, man?
No, not really, but I'm not. I'm just not doing as much gross out stuff. I'm still liking it, but just like that's. I just not consciously. That's just what I've been writing lately. Yeah, I write.
Yeah, I know, dude.
There are so many good characters and performances in this. Like, do you know what I think it was
American
great
Pie,
was
right?
like Chris Klein
Yeah,
played the like just like well-meaning oaf really
Yeah.
well.
yeah, he's great.
It's like
isn't it?
he's always so friendly to like, hi Tracy, like
Yeah, he does a prayer where he's like, "I just want my sister to be happy." He's like,
yeah,
fucked him
yeah.
over.
He's like really
He's just,
sweet.
like, he's so naive and
I
dumb
think Chris
and so-
Klein might have got a raw deal.
I think you're right. Like, now that you say it.
because like.
What do you mean? Like
Well,
his
because
character
people
or him?
no, like
He
him
should
as
have
an
been a bigger
actor,
star,
because
like-
like he was great. I think he was miscast in like bland rom-com stuff that completely sunk him when he should have
They should
taken.
like comedies.
Post American Pie.
Yeah, but like I swear he was in like a couple. Was he in Say It Isn't So? The Farrelly brothers one.
I haven't seen
I think he was kind of a drip in that, and like people used him as kind of like a square-jawed, like drippy leading man when he's better at like overly enthusiastic, kind of like Shaggy Dog of a human.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
But
so.
then he also did Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, where he plays Charlie Nash, and that would make a case for maybe Chris Klein being a terrible actor.
So is
Right.
Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, is that the Street Fighter movie, or is it a different Street
no,
Fighter
that's
movie?
a
not
much
the one,
later.
Not the one with Kylie Minogue and Jean.
Yeah,
Claude
yeah,
Van
That's
yeah.
what
Damme
I'm
in it.
thinking
Yeah.
of. Right.
Yeah, so there's Street Fighter with that and Raul Julia and stuff, and then like in 2008 maybe there's a Legend of Chun-Li which has Kristen Crook from Smallville as
Right.
Chun-Li.
So you were there on day one.
I got a review copy of it. I still have it somewhere in my house. It's a
There you
terrible
go.
fucking movie.
I've never-
I believe it.
I've never really played.
I think it was direct to DVD.
I don't think I've ever played
Probably.
a Street Fighter game, so I'm not really familiar with the lore of Street Fighter.
That
I
seems
played-
impossible.
Yeah.
I was a Mortal Kombat
But
guy.
I played.
yeah, but
I-
you couldn't go
I
to a
played
fucking
both.
arcade
I've
when
like
you're a
picked
kid.
it up. I'm not saying I've never owned a copy.
Oh, I've never owned a copy of Street Fighter.
I
might
grand
have.
total of under an hour.
I think I might.
I don't
have.
think I've ever owned a copy of Mortal Kombat. Oh no, that's bullshit. I'd have the latest one.
Yeah, we played it in Melbourne.
Yeah, we
I had
played it
more-
like every day.
I had Mortal Kombat 2 on the Sega Mega Drive.
I had
Fuck,
Mortal
that's a classic
I had
game.
Mortal Kombat 3 on the Sega Mega Drive actually.
You guys ever play Killer Instinct?
No, I never got into Killer Instinct.
I liked Rare games a lot, so like it was
Yeah.
pretty tired.
but Killer Instinct was like meant to be alright, right?
It was, yeah. It was,
Did you ever
like-
play Clay Fighter 33 and a third?
No.
That was meant to be dog shit.
Did you ever play the MTV What's the celebrity?
Celebrity
wrestling?
Deathmatch.
Yeah, celebrity. You ever play the Celebrity Deathmatch game?
No,
I would have, I reckon.
Did you ever play
I
Simpsons
loved that show.
Wrestling?
Simpsons Wrestling was
So
garbage.
bad. Such a bad game.
Simpsons only figured out how to make like great games like with that what's that
Hit
one
and
called?
Run.
Hit and Run.
Hit and
Yeah.
Run's the GTA
Yeah.
clone.
Yeah. That's a great game.
Hit and Run is fun. 3D Simpsons models look so odd, though.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think they would look alright now. You'd do it kind of like South Park.
I would do it
Games.
so
Well, it makes
I would
sense that
do
they
it
look weird because they're supposed to be like
Yeah.
recognizable
Yeah.
in silhouette. Is
Yeah.
why they're
I would do
drawn
it
that way.
cell shaded.
It's
Like
two-dimensional
fucking make
3D.
it look like Jet Set Radio or
that'd be
Wind
fun.
Waker or something.
That would look great. Or yeah, you could just like, but at this point, you could kind of just have it look like the kind of like the movie style 3D, 2D animation they use in
Yes,
the show
yes,
anyway.
yes,
You
yes,
could turn
yes.
into a video game.
But yeah, my point ultimately is that I think Chris
Cell shaded
Klein
work too.
was used wrong in his career because he also shows up in the American version of Wilfred and he's very good in that.
Right.
I would like to find somewhere to watch that in full because I've seen like a handful of episodes of the American Wilfred and I thought it was fantastic. But I don't know where I could watch that.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Wilfred, the American Wilfred.
Oh, fuck. It might be on Hulu. I might have watched.
Yeah, I haven't got Hulu because I haven't got a VPN.
Yeah.
I did watch the first, just getting a plug in for a mate here, watched the first episode of a black comedy, season 4, episode 1 of Black Comedy on iView the other night,
Oh, yeah.
which our boy and former guest Yaz Thorne writes for. It was very, very funny, and I think everyone should go watch it.
Wow. Chris Klein right now is the bad guy in the TV show The Flash. That's what's happening.
What's happening with The Flash as a property right now? Is he still involved in like Justice League shit, but also there's a separate TV show? Is that the deal?
I say
Yes.
leave the flash off. Work with the lights you have at your disposal.
I say getting your balls out is a superpower.
Oh yeah, leave that flash off, please, please.
Yeah, I'm kind of a superhero.
Yes, The Flash as a TV show and The Flash as a movie exist as two separate entities.
Yeah.
Because recently, Ezra Miller was on the TV show The Flash as a Flash from a different universe.
Yeah, because they love that shit with the Flash, right?
Oh,
they use the Flash to get in.
fucking love it.
Most of the DC multiverse shit is done through the Flash.
Yeah, it's
right?
all super confusing.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, as does this vein of conversation.
I love it, dude. I love the Flash. What about
Do you-
hold on.
It's quite
What about
The Flash.
this Green Lantern? But it's Bernie Sanders doing a Green New Deal.
Okay. All right.
And it's like-
hit me
and
with
it's
how
also Bernie Mac.
hit me with how it goes.
What's the thing? The Green
In
Lantern
brightest
says?
day.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Mr. Trump. In brightest day. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's the character. It's the Green New Lantern Deal, Bernie Sanders.
What's the New Deal part?
The Green New Deal is what Bernie Sanders and other people are calling
Oh, right.
climate revolution, essentially.
Yeah.
But done through policy as opposed to It's kind of like the New Deal from when FDR did the New
Yes.
Deal. Yeah, it's that, but it's referencing that. Do you know what I love as a weird little like naming convention that just reminded me of though in terms of like New Deal, Green New Deal, is that because of Watergate, when there's some sort of
Everything's gay.
Everything's
This point has
gay.
been made so many times.
I mean, I haven't heard it.
Men and women are pretty different.
I
Hey.
just keep having great
Yeah.
ideas. Other people.
I like it. Yeah. What are some of
I
your
find
other?
this incredibly validating.
What are some of your other ideas?
Yeah.
I want to hear them.
Maybe aeroplane related and what they should be made out of.
Haven't got anything on that.
The whole thing should be made out
Alright.
of something.
What if there was a way? All right, hear me out.
Yeah.
What if there's a way if you could like put your iPod into your phone, like if your iPod and your phone
Oh,
were the
right.
same product, and that way you wouldn't have to.
'Cause then you
carry
wouldn't have
around
two things
Your
in your
Motorola
pocket.
Razr and your iPod at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just like one item.
Man,
What do you guys
that's a
reckon
good
about that?
idea. Maybe you
Andy,
should pitch
I
that.
hate to say it, but they've invented it. It's called the Samsung Galaxy.
Oh. Okay, what about this? You know how the Samsung Galaxy S8?
Yeah.
It explodes.
Was it the 8 or the 7?
It was the Note, I
Note
think.
7,
I
wasn't it?
don't
I don't know.
No, who cares?
I'm an
Um,
iPhone guy.
I feel like it would be kind of
briefly
fun
had a-
for
I
your
briefly
phone
had
to
a
explode.
Galaxy, but it was an early one. I think it was an S6. I thought it was lame.
I had
so I
a
went and got
Galaxy.
an
It was
iPhone.
a Milky Way, and it was delicious.
I like my
Wait, hold on.
Samsung.
Hold on, back up.
No, I fucked it up. I fucked it up.
You think you describe chocolate bars as galaxies?
Galaxies exist as a chocolate bar. They're a
Really?
British chocolate
But
bar.
that's different to a Milky Way.
Alright.
though.
Oh, yeah.
What's
yeah,
a galaxy?
yeah.
What's it made of? Tell me these ingredients.
It's kind of like...
Nougat?
No, it's kind of
Ooh.
like... It's like pure chocolate. They also have Galaxy Minstrels, which are a bunch of
listening.
people in blackface. No.
But
All right, then what's a curly whirly?
the Milky Way,
Curly Whirly. Oh.
Very
Do
racial.
you know what?
the Milky Way is like an Australian thing because in America that's Three Musketeers, and what we call a Mars bar is their Milky Way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
And our Milky
yeah. I've been watching Bon
But
Appetit
our
videos.
Milky Way is pretty similar to our Mars bar. They're not that. They're both
Disagree.
They're nougat and caramel based chocolate bars, functionally, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, there's no caramel in Milky Way.
Is it
not,
just nougat?
not over here.
Huh?
Right, but it's just nougat and chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Is
it's
nougat
airy.
even good?
I
I think
I
it's
don't
fine.
I don't mind it.
I don't
by
know anyone-
itself?
Like no, in a chocolate bar, but by itself, I think it's kind of.
I
Like
think
weird.
Milky Ways are delicious, but I
Yeah,
think nougat
I'd go
by
Milky
itself
Way.
is like not that
They put
great.
almonds and shit.
Wait,
in
let's
them.
have a look. I'm not convinced that nougat's the ingredient here.
All right, what's your go-to chocolate bar? What are we talking?
Bounty.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Oh.
Love coconut.
I like a.
You like A?
Yeah,
Just
I like.
one?
like-
You just like
well,
one
we
beer?
don't have long enough to get into my favorite chocolates. That's a different podcast. What do I like? I like a crunchy.
Crunchy's good.
Crunchy's good.
Sometimes the honeycomb cuts my mouth.
Yeah.
How
Well, you've
weak
gotta-
is the
you've-
roof of your mouth?
You got to understand how much.
or are
of a-
you one of those
Hey,
idiots
Sing-
that puts chocolate in the freezer?
No.
Hastings
no.
eats baby honeycomb
No, no.
Yeah.
while wearing his nappy.
He eats
Yeah.
a fresh honeycomb that's still got bees on it.
Hastings,
That's hurting my mouth.
Hastings calls me in tears when Yvette brings him a crunchy and asks me to come out and cut it up for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
And I have to come
Absolutely.
up and then nurse him.
Yeah. I get burped afterwards.
Yeah.
I like a Boost bar or a Kit Kat
Oh,
typically.
I used to fucking love Boost. I kind of
Yeah,
went off
Boost
it.
is
You
good.
know what I really liked back in the day that I'm not sure gets made anymore? Milo bars.
Oh, they are good. Do you
Yeah.
know, my
I don't know
you
if I
know
had
how
that.
like you'd have this with Bounty, right?
Hmm.
The unpopular chocolate in the favorites box. You get all the thing and you like it and it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I get Turkish Delight. I fucking love. That's might be my go-to.
I don't mind.
When I was a kid, it was my go-to.
Oh, it's a new, yeah, you're right. It's a nougat center.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
No, I like a lot of English chocolate bars that don't exist.
What are
as
they? Are
much
they like
here.
Yorkshire pudding bars?
Yeah, basically.
Getting the scouse away.
Oh, this is a bloody black pudding bar, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I like
Hello,
fudge.
do you want a slice of my Kit Kat?
What?
Have a break, governor.
It's that. It's like, damn, Jamie, why are you throwing all these weird chocolates at me?
This is just black pudding wrapped in plastic.
It's like, Jamie, this is grease. It's lard in a plastic container.
Yeah, that's great.
England sucks. I hate England. I'm on record on this.
Yeah. Speaking of chocolate, to circle back to the movie, he puts chocolates out when he's preparing the motel room, and I couldn't help but laugh, like imagining watching that, watching Andy setting up a hotel room for one of his like sexcapades, but instead of like putting like the ice with the champagne in the thing, you're putting like a glass dildo.
Yeah.
To, like, for the temperature thing. And like instead of laying out all the chocolates and flowers, you're just laying out assorted powdered drugs.
That's so not far from the truth.
Yeah, I know.
So close
But like
to how
doing
is.
but doing it really carefully and romantically like that.
Whoever's there first, kind of, you set the room up. Usually I get to the room and who I'm meeting will be there, and they'll be like, "All right, this is what we've got on selection for the evening," and I'll be like, "Here's the drugs we have on selection for the evening." And it's pretty fun time.
And I've already got the butt plug in, so we're good to go.
Who's that talking?
That's
Me or
you.
her? Yeah, then we're right.
I've got to be accurate.
Fuck
to
yeah. I don't know, dude. I'm not even having that much sex at the moment. It's actually pretty chill.
Yeah, me neither, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like for me it's been like a few days.
Yeah, for me it's been like 5 months or something.
I've probably had sex like 3 times in the last 4 weeks, maybe.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like,
I've had about 5 months, maybe getting close to 6.
Yeah. What about over the pants stuff though?
OTP.
No, none of that.
Oh, I got nothing.
What about deep kissing?
I love deep kissing.
I've done
I
some-
genuinely do. Like,
I've done
pretty hot, like-
I've done a bit of making out in that time.
yeah, but do you do the? Nah, it's too gross. I won't.
No, go on.
Just like do you ever like if you're having sex, you do like sex kissing?
Yeah.
Where it's like real gross.
Where you just peck them.
Yeah, yeah, that. Yeah. Cute.
I love you. I love you.
But also,
love you.
but it's not on the lips; it's on the forehead.
The most tender kiss.
Yeah.
Because that lets you know you respect them too.
Just so we keep on time. When's
He's
Dari-
running late
Dari Duggan's running
because
late?
all the trains are down.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, fuck.
So I reckon.
Oh man, when it starts like drizzling, the train's going to chaos. So today,
yeah.
Well,
it
this,
still looks
I think this
pretty
is going to
bad out
chuck.
there, and
This is just
the-
going to chuck Everly into disarray.
yeah, I think you'll get through it.
Yeah, I think I'll
Um,
come out with my head held high.
We should talk about this movie
As
more. It's a
we
good
walk.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like, do you which character do you have the most sympathy for, or of like the main characters of like the 3 kids and Matthew Broderick? Where do you rank them in terms of sympathy?
Oh, okay. I related to Matthew Broderick the most,
Mm.
like easily. I didn't relate to him a lot, not in a weird way. I want to fuck teenagers. Just want that on the record.
Interesting.
But just like kind of like a pathetic, bored, frustrated, but like just all that fucking sad white man shit. I love that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I love that
I-
stuff, dude.
I mean, I
It's
obviously
basically Fight Club. We basically just watched Fight Club.
I obviously identified with the young queer girl more because she was doing that thing that you do where she's like, I'm not a lesbian, like it's just attracted to the person, like blah, 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 like just a total denial of what you know is true.
She plays a intersex person in Freaks and Geeks.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Which the scene with them and
Hey,
Seth
Jamie Jones, how I
Rogen.
use the right term then? Just saying.
well, let me get out my medallion.
Yeah, but the
I
scene
would love
with
a cookie,
the
please.
scene with her and Seth Rogen is actually quite sweet
It won a
and
Gladden
well
Award.
handled.
Yeah, it's like really. I watched it like recently. It's
I
like
actually
great.
can't give you a cookie because cookies are made in factories by young slave kids. You know?
Jamie, you've got a fucking iPhone.
Actually, I have a Google Pixel, so I'm
Yeah,
free
it's
of all
true.
culpability.
That's true. Google's never done anything
No.
wrong. Famously
Yeah.
so.
Never. And I bet you love to use completely cool app Facebook. on there.
I love Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Which character for you then? The jock?
Not really any. Yeah.
sexy
Kind of
jock.
like the sexy jock.
Well, maybe Tracy in a way, because like at least in our like comedic partnership life, you're forced to do everything.
That's true. I can confirm that Jamie does all the work.
I do. Yeah. I mean, like
But with the also like, but like, sort of like, but you'll do it wrong vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No. I do. I think I love Tracy Flick. I always have. I always like. Yeah. She just likes to be organized. She gets shit done.
I think I would feel like if there was a Tracy Flick at my school, I feel like I would have been compelled to be friends with her because I have such sympathy for people who like
Not me.
don't have that going on. Like, I'd find it hard not to be like, hey, like I will.
I find
wasn't-
high
Be your
achievers
friend.
incredibly frustrating.
I wasn't Tracy.
as a personality type, not their
Yeah.
achievements, but that kind of like that.
Yeah.
That like they're always too hard on themselves, always whatever. I think it's very self-indulgent and arrogant.
But
and
I
find it
have-
very frustrating.
But I have such sympathy for her character because it's like obviously that she's kind of been forced into that by her mother.
sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm not.
I mean, but we're all products of our fucking. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can't. Just
We're all
erase
products
accountability
of our
because
environment.
I want my environment.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is like I wasn't like Tracy Flick in school. Like I don't like identify with her.
I don't believe
High-
that you would have been.
Yeah, I don't identify with like a high achieving stuff, but I identify with her like you've got to get the work done because no one else will.
Yeah.
I sympathize with Kevin Kline.
Chris Klein.
Chris Klein, sorry, he's Kevin Kline.
Kevin Klein's the guy from In and Out or Wild Wild West.
Hell yeah.
Or
Wiki Wow.
All right. Oz from American Pie. I do relate to him because I do kind of get that thing of like when it's hard to articulate this without sounding like a complete
Basic bitch.
no.
but for the sake of comedy, just say it so we can make fun of you.
Yeah.
All right, good point. Actually, you're absolutely right. Okay, so sometimes
he's really struggling
there are
with
people.
this.
For some people, things can go very wrong, but you always kind of just things always just kind of end up working out for you. It's very when you're that kind of person, like myself, where like you know, like it's I always
You mean
kind
you
of
do
I
a lot
always
of-
do kind of land on my feet. Like it's kind of weird. Like
It is a little odd.
I kept getting a new job. I kept like you know what I mean. But he has this thing where everything goes and he's so devastated, but he still has this kind of like happy-go-lucky. It's like it'll probably, but also he's still like he feels it all so much, but he's also so like. Yeah, it's like a bummer I can't go to... I don't know. I really felt for him when he lost the things he had, and I was happy for him when he got the things he wanted, even though none of them were really worthy things at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't view you as happy-go-lucky, though.
Not happy-go-lucky, but like, just... I don't know. Things kind of just work out for me a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Got a rich wife, live in a nice house. I moved. My new place is awesome, by the way. We can probably record in my new place, by the way.
Got
it's-
aircon?
No, but it's big.
Okay.
Like in winter. No, like in winter. Like.
Yeah,
but why wouldn't we be
But it's
in
big.
the blast hole?
Yeah.
All right, we can just keep going to the blast
But
hole.
you don't understand how big it is.
Yeah.
It's big.
That
Look
apartment
at
I
it.
had
A
for the
blast
last
hole
two-
is a big drill.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a big hole we're in.
The last 2 years living in that apartment has been so small. I'm very excited to live in a bigger place.
I would go nuts in like a place like even slightly smaller than my place.
Your place is huge.
Yeah. It's also a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, and you live here by yourself and you're unemployed. You're just here being like, I don't know how to work out this budget. I don't.
No, I have 2 housemates.
Yeah, sure you did.
Yeah.
One of them left before we started
Have I
recording.
told you the story about
Never
the
met
time
him.
my housemate tried to convince me he didn't get fired from his job when he did?
You have
Yeah.
told that story.
I
I
love
Where he
that
was just
story.
going into work, right?
They would like, no, they weren't going.
Was he
in.
doing that thing where you just go out instead of going to school? Or
So
whatever? Like-
they started off doing that. Then they like stopped and got lazy and stopped doing that. And they just never factored in that I worked from home at that job I was at the time. I worked from home like 1 day a week at least. And so once a week he had to be like, "Oh, I'm sick." Like, it's just, we know you've been fired, dude. Like it's fine.
Well, the thing that I like about the prolonged unemployment, at least, is like if I'm on like a dating app or whatever, and someone's like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Well, I guess comedian is technically my
Yeah.
job, so like, I'm a comedian."
My wedding certificate says comedian because it was the only job I had at the time, and Alfie Canuck did it. So he was like, I did it to make fun of me.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it also
Of
said,
course he did.
But
But
they
it-
laughed at me when he handed it.
but it also had a question mark after
Yeah,
it.
comedian? Nah,
Okay.
I'm a good comedian now. I'm a headliner comedian now. So
You are.
you know,
I
I'll
like
read what you're willing to that.
Joining the ranks.
Yeah,
the
dude.
esteemed ranks.
The esteemed ranks of the headliner community.
I'm
Yeah.
there,
you,
baby.
me, Jerry Seinfeld.
Hang on, I'm there.
Yeah, that's true.
I
So
like
is Jerry Seinfeld.
I like the way this movie was made with like all the like stop start and like freeze frames and the narration was really funny like because like narration is like almost always so cool headed, so I liked it when like Tracy and McAllister would like be like, "Who the fuck does she think
Emotive
she is?" Like,
narration. I dig that.
Mm.
I dig that a lot,
I liked
actually.
it.
Yeah. I also just like the whole tone of this movie was very... like pleasant, but fun and funny and light, but also like I don't know. The movie felt very like fleshed out. Tone. Felt
Yeah.
like it was like you like a really
Pleasant's
feels
an
like
interesting
a lived-in-
word because it's a very unpleasant, like.
Yeah.
pleasant to watch.
Oh yeah, pleasant to
I
watch.
just
Yeah.
like
It's an unpleasant world to live in.
even
Yeah, but I
movie.
wouldn't even say it's like an easy, like you could sit
It's not
down
an
and.
easy watch, but it looks good. Like it
but-
sounds
looks
good.
great.
It's aesthetically pleasant.
Looks
Like,
great. It's written brilliantly. It's performed brilliantly. But I
Even-
wouldn't call it like a
No, it's not like
sack
a,
out on the couch on Sunday being like fuck yeah election like
Yeah,
the same
no,
way
no,
you would like.
of course.
I reckon, because like
Road trip.
like even movies that like I like that we've had to watch for this can feel like a chore, but this like excited me.
I don't really
I
like
loved watching it.
movies. Is a big part of this problem.
Well,
I really-
I've always been a television person.
What the fuck are we doing with this podcast?
Someone just knocking on my door.
No, that's the wind.
I've been
baby.
getting into movies a bit recently actually.
Yeah, cinema.
Yeah, a little bit of film. I got a Letterboxd account, so I
Oh
could,
yeah.
Oh,
So I
baby.
cool.
so I could be like Alexi.
We got any hot wrecks?
You know what I actually loved that I watched that I'd like because I like my experience with like body cop stuff stretches much like begins more at like Rush Hour level than like the 80s level when it
Yes.
became
Yeah.
just
Yes.
because of my
Yeah,
age,
because
you know.
of who we
Yeah.
are
So
as-
like I've still like never seen any of the Beverly Hills Cop movies or like 48 Hours or something like that.
I've seen 48 Hours, but I haven't seen any of the Beverly Hills Cop.
But I did, and like I loved buddy comedies in the 90s. Like I loved Rush Hour. There's fucking one with Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence that I quite liked.
Oh,
I think
I've
it's called
seen
Nothing
that.
To Lose.
yeah, yeah.
And like
I
there was
remember
one
loving
with
that at the
Charlie
time.
Sheen and Chris Tucker that I thought it was hysterical at times. Probably dog shit now. But like I watched Midnight Run the other day
I've heard of
with
that.
Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin.
Oh.
And he's like Robert De Niro's like a bail bondsman and who has to take Charles Grodin like back to the bail office to collect like a reward. And it's very funny. And like De Niro is so funny in it.
Sick.
And like it's funny and it's like quite
Yeah,
heartfelt
I think
at
we all
times.
know De Niro didn't do comedy until Meet the Parents. Can you milk me?
Well, that's what I like. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, oh,
That
De
line-
Niro does comedy.
Just for a second, just to say that "Can you milk me, Greg?" That line is hilarious. Just think about like, just go, "Can you milk me?" Then it's like, fuck, that's
I got
funny.
nipples.
Like,
Well, I think what's better is him saying, "I've got nipples."
can you milk? Yeah. I got
Like
nipples.
Robert De Niro, this is Steve Dad going, "I've got nipples."
Oh man. Oh, I'll say that.
We probably just
episode
stepped on
for
your
an
point.
hour.
No, that was it. It was just a good movie that I
Okay.
I've been
enjoyed.
getting into kind of like the art of cinema lately. I was actually watching Inside the Actors Studio with Dave Chappelle the other night. Pretty good. There was a bit where what's the name of the fucking
James Lipton.
James Lipton? He was like, so half baked. Big applause. I remember that. Well, yeah, talking about Neil Brennan and shit.
I'd love to watch Half Baked for this podcast. Have we done that yet?
June.
No, that was an early suggestion from one of our stoner friends. I
I've got it
believe,
on
but-
DVD.
It's one of
should do
Yvette's
that.
favorite movies.
Have you
like,
ever seen it?
I've actually never seen it.
Yvette made me watch it like when we started dating. Yeah,
I've never seen it.
it's not very good.
It's not as funny as people who love smoking weed say it is.
I love
Right.
smoking weed, and I don't think it's that funny.
Yeah, but like, I think,
Dave Chappelle doesn't think it's that funny.
but I think you had to like start.
Neil Brennan doesn't either.
I think you had to like be like a kind of high school weed guy who thinks it's
Yeah, I
funny.
wasn't. I
Mm.
wasn't.
Yeah,
I was kind of like
because
a
like
high-
everyone who like had like fucking like had smoked weed like twice was like, man, Half Baked, and you'd be like, I've never seen that. But like, yeah, it's not cool enough, dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it, dude.
Yeah,
You don't-
yeah.
you don't blaze.
You don't
the green
fucking
like
you
I
don't
do.
fucking ride
I
the
feel like maybe
green
movies like
railroad.
that are for people who are just getting into weed. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
much
Absolutely.
earlier discussed worst housemate I've had.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
probably
yeah.
like
Do you know, as
a
someone,
Yeah,
few years
it's
back
like
would
the
have been
fucking, like-
yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's
watch.
like-
This is sick.
Yeah, it's like the
Chappelle,
dark
Jim
side of the
Brewer.
moon for
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
do you know what I really like doing? Like, as someone who smokes a lot of weed, do you know what I really like doing? I like to clean when I'm high. Like, it's a good vibe to be in if you're cleaning.
That seems to be a very common.
Yeah, it is because it's
experience.
good for just doing something methodically and slowly, and put on some music and just you smoke a couple of bowls, then you. Man, I lost my bowl last
I like to
night.
clean-
Ask me what happened to what I did to smoke weed last night on the next episode.
Okay.
On that note,
Oh baby, fucking.
Plugs. Go for it, Rose. You got the big shows.
All right, I'm gonna have this
Well, it's the
spiel
big
totally down pat
shows.
by But yep.
I'll explain that later.
All right. Please come to my Melbourne International Comedy Festival show. It's called Goddess. It's on at 6 p.m. and 5 p.m. Sundays at Mantra on Russell. I would dearly love to see you there. I'm also doing the show Goddess at the Sydney Comedy Festival on May 8 and May 6 at 9:30 p.m. at the Factory Theatre. Come to Powerbomb Comedy at Staves Brewery every Friday at 8 o'clock. Come to comedy at Papa Getty's the third Tuesday of every month at Papa Getty's Bar in the CBD. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Rose Alice Piper, and I'm Rose Piper on Facebook. Boom. Thank you.
Come see. I reckon here's what you do. You follow me on Twitter and you like my page on Facebook because I'm gigging all the fucking time and I'm going to be posting about my gigs a little more, I think. Also, my Instagram, Andrew.Hastings11, I believe it is. Or is it, no, it's just Andrew Hastings11, I think.
You don't know your own goddamn Twitter handle.
No, that's Instagram. Twitter's just at Andrew Hastings. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of stuff coming up. I'm emceeing at Mike in Hand in a couple of weeks. That'll be fun. Come do that.
This will be out after that one.
It's like a couple of weeks from the release.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. Yeah, I'm gigging a lot more this year. I'm not doing festival stuff, so I'm going to be around doing shit. So come the full way the fuck through. I'm just going to the toilet break.
We have Melbourne-based pod fans, so please come to the show in Melbourne.
Yeah, do that. I'm going to do my first mixed martial arts match in 2 weeks, so please come and watch that.
Which dojo?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I want to come support you.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to the one in Chippendale, the karate studio there. It's just gonna just gonna have a little bout,
Who are you fighting? What do you know about him?
I think his name is Armando Guillermo Diaz.
Are you doing your first big fight?
I'm doing my first mixed martial arts. So I've been training a bit of like jiu-jitsu with my trainer Jared McGinn.
He's Brazilian, not Japanese.
Well, that's how he makes me say his name, and he makes me call him, and he makes me call him sensei.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. I've been channeling my latent rage,
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
That's good. That's healthy.
It's going to be a heavyweight bout, obviously. I'm doing a lot of cutting at the sauna.
Yeah.
Cutting dope tracks at the sauna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
you look like you've got some mass for it, but you've speed.
Yeah,
really.
well, I'm on you.
He's deceptively agile.
Well, my sensei Jude McGinn says I have a level of feistiness that he's never seen in a combatant before.
Well, yeah, my coach Jared McGowan actually says to me, he says it's like man, they wouldn't. Like, when you get angry, no one stands a chance.
Yeah.
You know those guys who are like, man, when I get angry, fucking bro. I like the idea of a coach telling someone that. Like, dude, just get angry. Like, just like, see red cunt and you'll kill him. Like,
So yeah, come watch me do MMA. To the next step.
To the next step.
And I know how he edited in. Hastings shows his balls.
all right, so what it was both my balls over the top of my dick, hanging out the top of my waist.
Was that one of your tricks?
Getting the balls on top is what you do with it there is different. But yeah, I was adapting something I learned from my days in the dojo.
Wonderful.
That was so upsetting.
Bye.